Hello, my name is Adi, and I like C++. A few days ago, I wrote, I mentioned these opening words on Twitter, and a good friend of mine, Bjorn Faller, who is a top-notch C++ developer from Sweden, he suggested these opening words, and I told him I'm actually going to use them. And I think this shows what a beautiful community the global C++ community is, that we have so many friends here and abroad, and today we have so many means of communication. And a year and a half ago, when I announced the Core C++ user group on Meetup, I hoped that there were other like-minded folks who shared my interest in C++. Enough to take a couple hours off once a month to do a face-to-face meeting and learn from each other, because C++ is such a huge language. I even dared to fantasize about stretch goals for our then non-existent community, and many of you have already seen this slide before. I often pull it out in my talks. This is from my kickoff presentation that I made in the first meetup. Now, if you look at amazingly, all the stretch goals that I wrote since November 2017, that's just a year and a half ago, we've accomplished all of the items on the list. And today we're celebrating the most ambitious one of all, which is a conference of our own. And I think that's an incredible achievement. Thank you. All the talks in the conference are going to be professionally recorded, edited, and available online after the conference. And really, I'm not sure what makes me more happy is to see so many folks here that I already know from our meetups, or so many people I haven't met yet. So I think that's simply amazing. And if you haven't met me before, and especially if you do come up to me and say hello, introduce yourself, I'm happy to meet you all. And let me tell you just a few words about our conference, because we have such an amazing conference. We had 66 submissions from all over the world, from which the program committee had a really, really hard job of selecting only 16 talks. I'd like to thank Sasha, Bryce, Pavel, Avi, and Simon for helping us review so many papers, and each review was quite thorough, and the selection process was, as I said, extremely difficult. We have a wonderful mix of speakers, both from Israel and abroad, and over 370 attendees, which is amazing. We had over 100 people attending the pre-conference workshops yesterday, and if you missed these yesterday, there are still a few seats left for the Conan workshop on Friday, so go check out the website and join that. Now, C++ is driven by the C++ community for the C++ community, and the conference is non-profit and jointly organized by the Core C++ user group and the Haifa C++ user groups, and of course the Academic College of Tel Aviv-Yafo, which so generously hosts us here. The Core C++ and Haifa C++ users group have monthly meetings, and I always say this because we're always looking for speakers, that you don't have to be an expert to speak at a meetup or at a conference. You actually become one by doing so. So I encourage you, if you have a problem you came across, and most of you have one every day at work, you say, hey, this is an interesting problem, I found an interesting solution, I want to share it, come up to me or come up to Eran, who organizes the Haifa group, and let's do a talk. The talk doesn't have to be long, it could be short, you know, we teach each other. And we're also truly grateful to Hamakor. This is the Israeli Society for Free and Open Source Software, which has been invaluable in navigating a multitude of intricate bureaucracies that none of you really want to know about, having to do with foreign passports and visas. They are really doing important work for the open source community, and you should consider supporting them and checking them out. Now, we have a conference full of amazing content. Most of you have already seen the schedule, and you have to make some hard decisions choosing between talks in our 2 parallel tracks. The conference schedule is available online. It's on this link, and it's on the link on the back of your name tag. So you can use your phone and access the schedule. It's very dense, so please try to be on time. I know this is a bad example, but I'll try to cut it short. Yeah, so try to be on time so we can give each speaker the full time slots and, of course, not disturb others. Now, I hope most of you already know this, but if you don't, the C++ community is super friendly. So I really encourage you to ignore your innate, typical engineer shyness and approach the speakers here. I know all of them. And approach others, talk to others, because we are a nascent community, and you'll be surprised how many things we have in common, the same type of problems, even if you're coming from web development to medical devices. There's always a lot to learn from each other, and people are super nice. So, and for that, please keep your name tags visible with the name on the front. You see we had 2 holes, so they tend less to rotate. And the tags actually give you access to all of the activities, to the classes, to the refreshments, to lunch, and so on. And of course, if you have questions or issues, look for the student volunteers. They're the ones wearing the blue turquoise shirt, like Eran here. Stand up for a minute. Are there any other student volunteers here? Can you stand up for a minute? Okay, one here. Yeah, okay, thank you. And we have a whole bunch of these guys. And just to give you some spatial orientation, the conference spread over several halls and buildings. So when moving between the talks, take into account a short, refreshing walk in the nice Tel Aviv sun. We're here at the Western Auditorium in the middle, building number 2. And you have a copy of this map in your goodie bag, so you don't need to memorize it. Now, I'd really like to thank our diamond sponsors. JFrog is a longtime sponsor of our meetup, and the spark of inspiration for our user group, Core C++, grew from JFrog's encouragement and goodwill. It was an idea that grew from discussions with JFrog, so I really urge you to check out their booth at our expo. HP was not only the first diamond sponsor, but also one of the first sponsors altogether, giving us a well-needed backing that we were actually on the right track with this with the conference. And Checkpoint is one of the greatest Israeli high-tech successes of all times, and we are extremely proud to have them as sponsors for our meetup and as diamond sponsors of the conference. So do go check out their booth at our expo. Our gold sponsors, they really believed in us and in our vision. And together with the diamond sponsors, the gold sponsors directly supported our community outreach program. And we're grateful for them and their encouragement. And again, you should go out, check the booth on the expo. Now, we have a whole bunch of sponsors. This is really amazing, and it's the only way that such a conference can happen. Our silver sponsors, they appreciated the unique opportunity for improving development skills and sent multiple developer teams on company time to come and join us here, and many of you are sitting here today, and we really appreciate this investment. And of course, the bronze sponsors trusted us, and also they sent multiple skilled engineers to join us, and we really value this trust, and we aspire to make it a worthwhile investment. Now, one more important set of sponsors are our community sponsors. And we are proud to be part of a much larger global community of C++ enthusiasts. And our communities support each other through the exchange of ideas and mutually supporting each other in conferences, user groups, podcasts, and websites. And if any of you has ever tried the C++ Twitterverse, that's a whole other community that works 24 hours a day. One of the things I'm most proud of is our community outreach program. Our generous sponsors supported our community outreach program. The program made our conference accessible to almost 30 open source contributors, students, soldiers, and conference volunteers. So thank you very much, and please, I'm really happy to see so many young faces here. A really important aspect of our conference is that as an inclusive community conference, we adhere to the Berlin Code of Conduct. So if you go to our website, there is a link at the bottom. The Code of Conduct is quite readable, and I encourage you to go and read it. I'll just quote one snippet. We're committed to providing a friendly, safe, and welcoming environment for all, regardless of gender, sexual orientation, ability, ethnicity, socioeconomic status, and religion. So, in other words, be nice. Okay? Don't be a jerk. Right, so I mentioned our expo. Our sponsors are all very eager to meet you. I urge you to go visit the booth in the economics building lobby where the registration was. You may thank them for their support of our community and for making this conference possible. I'm serious about this. This is really, really important. And of course, they have many, many technical challenges and are actively seeking experts like you guys. So go over and check them out. We also have a bunch of patrons. And you know, despite of our excitement, the celebration in Tel Aviv this week are not really for the Core C++ conference, but for the Eurovision Song Contest. Now, apparently, they also have a community outreach program. And within that program, they donated one free ticket to the Eurovision this week. Did you know that? This ticket was actually raffled last month between everybody was registered by then. And the happy winner, Avi Lachmish, is sitting here somewhere. There he is. He'll be enjoying two major events this week. Manning Press has issued a special 40% discount code for all its products in all formats for the conference attendees. That's the code. I'll put it on the website, and that's valid for 2 months. And Bartolome Filipek also donated 50% coupon link valid until the end of this week for his book C++ 17 in detail. So if you want a really nice new book, modern book about C++ 17, you're more than welcome to go and check it out. Now, today at 5:30 in the afternoon, after the conference, we'll have an open lightning talk session. The entry is free for everyone, and you can invite your friends, and you're more than welcome to stay. It's going to be fun. Lightning talks, if you are not familiar with the term, they're short, entertaining, five-minute talks. If you'd like to give one spontaneously, come. It's really, really fun. So come and talk to me. Come and talk to us. Look for me and the other organizers, and especially Eran over here. Right, and finally, I want to thank my program committee partners. Michael, my awesome meetup co-organizer, who has been invaluable in organizing everything from schedules to hotels and lunches and mailing lists. Eran, the Haifa C++ meetup organizer, who shares our vision for a lively C++ community in Israel. Amir, our man at the college and the student volunteer band leader, who's still got a lot of work in front of him. And he really worked tirelessly to smooth hosting us here. And of course, Bryce, who encouraged us at CPPCon and helped us reach out to speakers, provided precious organizational secrets from CPPCon and C++ Now. I want to give a big thank you to all the speakers, both local and foreign, the amazing student volunteers helping us run the show, the production team, and most of all, thank you for taking the time to join us in celebration of C++. Now, to kick off our conference, I'd like to invite Jason Turner for the opening keynote, aptly named The Best Parts of C++.